Hello everybody, Calamity here, and I'm running on fumes at this point. Today's video is part 4 for the Realm of Tempered Valor, and it's a pretty actual easy one, I guess. Sort of, kinda. I guess it depends on what teams you have, but today's buff is going to make it so that when a character receives healing, they get an attack increase of 100% for 8 seconds. And then additionally, if the character gets a Bond of Life, attack is increased by 100% again, so 200% attack in total for 12 seconds. Now, Bond of Life, for those that aren't familiar with the mechanic, this is something that was fairly common with Fontaine characters, not so much anymore. However, don't fret if you're someone that doesn't have any Fontaine or just Bond of Life characters in general. Don't forget there's actually weapons as well that you can craft in Fontaine that grant Bond of Life to your characters. But anywho, even if you don't have it, as long as a character in your party defeats an opponent, they will gain a Bond of Life worth 40% of their max HP, and this effect can be triggered once every 5 seconds. So you have Bonds of Life regardless of what characters you bring anyways. Now here's the team that I use, and funny enough, it's actually not taking advantage of the healing buff that you're getting, because Arlecchino, for those that don't know, she cannot be healed, at least not through Bennett's ult. We're just using him for the buff. Zhongling for extra damage, extra AoE damage, and then Kazuha for extra buffs and debuffs to the enemies. So this is the team I went with. It's the closest thing that I could get to a free-to-play team. I will showcase the builds after the fight. Actually, real quick, I just want to give a summary of all the tips that you guys have been sharing in the comments, just in case you've missed previous videos or you're not aware yet. Don't forget, if you are struggling on this event, use those food buffs, those potion buffs. They all stack and they all work. Use whatever you can to give yourself the most damage as possible. Don't forget, you can get the buffs from Imaginarium Theater if you haven't done that yet. Some of you guys also told me that it was easier for you to start from floor 12. This made it easier to get into like floor, like 16 or 17. And then from there you could jump from, like 17 to 20 if you were fast enough, or 18 to 20. For a lot of the sections of this event, that has been my go-to strategy, is to try to get to 18 and then beat that as fast as I can with at least 10 seconds remaining, to skip over 19 and go straight to 20, because honestly every floor 19 in all of these portions of the event have sucked. They're very, very hard to deal with, and I'd rather just try to skip from 18 into 20. And that being said, let's go ahead and finally start. Alright, I basically need a lock in here, so I can't be like yapping while I'm doing this, because you literally have 30 seconds to play perfectly. So real quick, floor 15 is going to be the Chasm Warriors. It's one at a time. It's really easy because it's only floor 15. We're trying to get into floor 18, which is doable if we beat this chamber in like 10 seconds. 18, you have to fight the 3 robots from Fontaine. It's 2 like normal humanoid robots and the dog. That's why Kazuha is here, to help them keep grouped up. I go for there's like a melee one. They're both kind of, it's hard to explain. You'll just kind of watch how I do the fight, and you'll know what I mean. But here, I can just talk. This is the basic rotation here. Just like that. You see how I kind of keep them grouped together, use all the AoE, make sure you like preload your damage. And now we're on floor 20, and when we get to this point, right, we don't have to care about time, thankfully, so we're just gonna, take our time. There's no reason to rush it, right? So. Gonna go as long as possible, it's fine. There we go. I don't even care about the rotation anymore, I'm just kind of doing it. There you go. Floor 20 complete with a mostly free-to-play team. Again, I say mostly, but I'm using 2 5-stars. Let's go ahead and get out of here, and let's take a look at the character builds. So yeah, I just want to point out that I did not use any food buffs or potions on this run, so use that as a sort of like leeway. You know, if it's a little too close for you, or you don't have like a signature weapon or something, try to use food buffs and potions to make up for the lack of damage. Now, that being said, you guys like to bully my Arlecchino because she has 0 elemental mastery. Well, thankfully it didn't matter in this team comp because there's no reactions. It's just pure damage other than the swirl from Kazuha, but we're not using that for damage. Anyways, Arlecchino, 90. Signature weapon, 90. Artifacts, Fragment of Harmonic Whimsy, which I guess I really just did not get a single roll of elemental mastery anywhere. Built as a DPS, attack sands, pyro damage goblet, crit rate circlet. There you go. P0, and her talents are 10, 10, and 9. Zhonling has had the same build since 1999, and she's just level 90 with the catch at refinement 5. I have never gone back to fishing ever since I got that weapon. Emblem of Severed Fate for more energy recharge and damage, and what do you know, energy recharge, crit damage. Elemental mastery can also be pretty good on her. Attack percentage, this circlet sucks, but you know, whatever. It's the best I can do. C6, and she is at 8, 9, and 11. You don't really have to level up her normal attack. That was more for early game stuff, but yeah. The Pyronado, I honestly should get that higher someday. Someday I will. Bennett! Skyward Blade, got this off the standard banner. Noblesse Oblige, built as a support. So lots and lots of energy recharge. Go figure when I'm just trying to get substat or support substats. I got a lot of crit damage for some reason. Energy recharge sands, HP percentage goblet, and healing bonus circlet. You can also just go HP percentage on the circlet if you get better substats. Constellation, C6. And then his talents are 1, 8, and 12. So I can get even a bit more damage for his burst if we round it, which lazy. And then last but not least, we have Kazuha. 90. Does not have his signature weapon. I thought I'd like to point that out to y'all. He is using a Xiphos Moonlight. This is a 4-star weapon from Sumeru. It will pop up on the weapon banner from time to time if you see it on there. You can try to pull for it if you want. Artifacts are the Veridescent Veneer with an emphasis on elemental mastery and energy recharge, and of course you can fit in some crit rates, some crit damage. Sure, why not? But yeah, elemental mastery on everything. He is at C0, and his talents are 9, 10, and 10. And that is it for my character builds and my team. Hopefully this guide was helpful to someone out there. You know, if you have any more tips, help for your fellow travelers that are struggling on this event, feel free to leave a comment down below. Again, I've said this before, but yes, it is a really hard event, so hopefully, you know, you don't feel too bad if you're not clearing it. Like, it is just a cosmetic at the end of the day. You know, I know I've said that a lot in the previous videos, but sometimes things need to be repeated. For those out there, maybe you haven't seen the previous videos. Other than that, though, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll try to make more content like this in the future. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.